We are live now.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Read Exhibitions, I welcome you all to the second webinar of India Big 7, which is on innovation and new trends in stationery and writing instruments industry going forward. I would like to welcome all our distinguished speakers and our moderator, Mr. Kishore Kenia. Just to give a brief about Mr. Kenia, he is a manufacturer of adhesive tape with the company named Discovery Packaging. They make all kinds of adhesive tapes like BOPP, tapes for packaging, masking, tape for furniture, insulation tape for electric use, etc. He is also secretary in Federation of Maharashtra Stationery Manufacturers and Traders Association since last 10 years. The federation works for stationery industry by way of giving them platform to exhibit their products in exhibition, taking up matters related to taxes like GST with the state and central government and many other related activities. He is also connected to many other social institutions as well. Welcome, Mr. Kenia, and over to you to continue with the webinar.
Thank you. We'll start with the introduction of our panelists. So we start first with Mr. Ajay Bhatt. He represents Godrej Industries Limited. Ajay bhai, you can wave your hand so that people come to know who you are, Ajay bhai. Okay. Then we have Mr. Jayesh Patel. He represents L&T Realty Limited. Jayesh bhai, welcome you. Then we have Mr. Anup Agarwal. He's from Reliance Retail. Then we have Manoj Bhai Lodaya. He is with Great White Global Anchor Group of Companies. And we have Shaleen Bhai Gandhi. He is from Submarine International. So I welcome all the panelists on the show. And to begin with the show, we just start with the question to Manoj Bhai. Manoj Bhai, what do you see the future of our stationery industry post-COVID now?
Well, if you look at it, we would really like to say it's quite bright. But I think let's go a little small analysis. Let's divide this stationery into three categories. One we call school, office, and hobby. I think deep, okay, in coming few months, because many people will be still working from home. Schools are still not yet open. And there will be a lot of, shift towards digital and online learning. So this is what we feel. But, still again, the situation is such unpredictable that we yet do not know how this COVID thing is going to last, go on, what kind of steps the government will take, what kind of delays which it will result in opening of offices, opening of school and colleges. So it is still a little early to predict, but I feel there will be a temporary dip. But I think as we move on and accept COVID in our life, things should probably get back to normalize. In this situation, there's one more emerging new market coming up, is which we call hobby market. I think this will see a good positive upward trend, because in case if a lot of people are deciding to work from home and be along with the family, I think this hobby market will probably take a good shape in India, which we are waiting for almost more than 20 years. Because in the Western world, hobby market is pretty huge, and in India it's at very minuscule level. So I think on the whole we are positive. Plus I think there's been a lot of initiatives taken by the government on the education side, on the growth side, which will ultimately result into increase in education. So this should really help us. And, it's kind of like you can say compensate in case if we see some major dip in the market.
Okay. Anupji, the same question as a buyer, what do you foresee how the supply chain or whatever your requirements would be fulfilled after post-COVID?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. And
morning.
So post-COVID, which I see Mr. Kenia and the audience which is there on this video. So we are looking at a bright future for that. So everyone, manufacturing side, they may be seeing a dip in this. They may be seeing a dent on that. There is a dent they're getting as of now. But as of now, the new one window is getting closed, another window also gets opened. So that's the way we look at it. The Reliance Retail look at it. And even if I just look at not the retail side, I just look at it the retail as for the India, and we are moving towards that. We started opening these stores. Rather, We are closing the store, we started opening the store. And we look at the grocery side or the e-commerce side, we are moving in that trend. And that growth plan, we are also looking at the double of the business. If we are not looking at the 3% or 4% or 10% of the growth of the business, we started looking double of the business. If we are looking at the double of the business, all staple, whatever we do, that be it, grocery that gets packed. And if it is getting packed, obviously we need something like that. You need packing material for all those things, and you need a lot of other stuff like that. Like stickers, printing, and the ink, and all that stuff. For that. So this is what we are looking at. And coming to supply chain, again, our e-commerce business have become almost 5 times more. So again, there is a growth into that sector also. People who are not able to go to the shops, they started ordering, and you start seeing the orders at home. And every guys and every person in this world, having they have to fulfill the requirement. They are getting all the stuff at home. So again, the carton is the new thing, the tapes, adhesive tape is the new thing, and stickers is the new thing. And we have to keep on evolving and innovating in our way of manufacturing, the way the business is growing, the way the demand of the customer is growing. This is the way I look at it.
Correct. So I think both the panelists, Manoj bhai as well as Anup ji, are positive with the future of the stationery industry, and we look forward that it will settle down in few months, and then we see the upward growth trend in the stationery industry.
Sure.
Okay. Now over to you, Shalin bhai. What are the problems you are facing currently at your manufacturing level, or your supply chain level, or your export levels?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
The challenges faced today right now is I need to manufacture to a metal pens. And it involves a lot of labor process, and a lot of labors are involved in that. And quite a small parts. Making one pen requires almost 15 to 20 parts to assemble it. So it's quite labor oriented. So recently we are facing like lots of people have gone to their villages. Almost 50% of the team are not there at present. They're traveling out of Bombay, or maybe they come within 1 month or 2 months. So these type of challenges we are facing. And regarding the transportation or dispatch also, like sending a parcel from here to Chennai is more costlier than sending to here till USA. It has happened like that in recent times because of this COVID. I see a lot of, there is a dip in demand little bit, but we see a whole new market develop for exports now. Metal pen industry, in plastic pens, we see like we are the king. We can compete with China in a much better way, the world market. But for metal pens, it's still China is mostly controlling the whole of the world market. I see a lot of demand and lot of inquiries that come for the exports. So we look forward to, we got lots of inquiries also for exports, and started sampling also. But we look to a very good future for exports, and also expanding our manufacturing facility. Thank you.
Ajay bhai, over to you. Like, as a bulk buyer for Godrej Industries, like, what are the problems you are facing right now to procure your requirements from the stationery industry?
Thank you, Kishore bhai.
Yeah.
See, as we all are aware that we are going through a tough situation, a difficult situation, and this situation I think will continue for some more time, few months, maybe a year or something like that, till we completely come out of this. The entire ecosystem has been hurt. The entire ecosystem is disturbed actually. Whether it is the manufacturing, whether it is the supply chain, the retailing, etc. So the entire ecosystem is disturbed, and so are we. So even in our retail business, there are so many challenges that we had to face. Now, particularly with the stationery, market, yes, we have faced certain difficulties. But I must also appreciate, that some of our suppliers and some of our retail vendors during this tough time have been, very supportive by, standing along with us for some requirement that we had across the country. and they made it happen. So while everybody is affected, but everybody is also wanting to take a step forward, and ensure that the requirements are being taken care of. Going forward, I think, yes, there will be some dip in the demand in terms of the stationery, because as we open, we are gradually opening. We are not opening with 100% strength in our offices. Across the country, as per the guidelines, as per the Ministry of Home Affairs guidelines, we are supposed to gradually increase our strength in the offices. So we start from 10%, which has already started from the 8th of June. Going forward till the further restriction comes, we are going to maintain at 10% strength. So while we have been at home, working from home, we've also learned few different things, how to probably use less of stationery. That's one of the this thing. But certainly we can't do without the stationery for sure. So for example, if I have to do any kind of a job, I certainly need a pen and a paper. I can't do without a pen and a paper. Laptop is only fine, till I have to type something. But if I have to actually jot down my thoughts, it is pen and paper that I need, right? So this industry, certainly, once we go forward, it's going to pick up, it's going to pick back up. And we are very sure that whatever our requirements, probably some of the things may change in terms of the usages. Some habits may change, because after this lockdown of say approximately 3 months, each and every individual is changed. Once they are resuming back, everybody has changed. The systems have changed, the processes have changed, the requirements have changed. Some requirements have gone up, some requirements have gone down. So, but certainly not without the stationery. Rather some of the stationery products, we have the requirement has increased, and we are going to use more of those. So I think yes, just it's a phase probably. Right now we are the curve is towards the bottom, but it's soon going to come up in another few weeks' time. So very optimistic with that.
Correct. Thank you. Manoj bhai,
Yeah.
as we all know, like all major manufacturers or the traders, big wholesalers are working from Mumbai or near Mumbai, all the stationery manufacturers, major. So Mumbai after COVID also still as of today, the position is not good as of today. And it looks like worsening up. So how do you see the impact of this? Like Mumbai is not opening up fully and rest of the India is opening up in a much better way. So what impact do you see in stationery industry for people in and around Mumbai or Maharashtra?
I'll put it this way. If you look at organized manufacturing, then I think there are, apart from, as Shalin Bhai said, the metal pen industry is more or less confined to within Mumbai, suburbs, Goregaon, Malad, Kandivali. As far as all the major stationery industries are either out of Mumbai or out of Maharashtra. So first of all, that, the Bombay or Maharashtra being closed or, having a situation like this, we are not much affected by the manufacturing side of it. Now coming to the sales side of it, there was a time where Mumbai was actually, acting as one of the very biggest feeder markets for all over India. Now, as far as the organized players are concerned, you can say organized brands, they have already scattered their distribution network. So, our dependency technically on the wholesale market is limited to in Mumbai. So, they don't need to really worry if the material is going to come or not. Okay. So the point is that, yes, for the bigger brands or the established brands, it may not be a major challenge, but yes, for the regional players, it will pose as a challenge, because they are heavily dependent on the local wholesale market, local traders, and they will be affected to a certain extent. Okay. So I feel that, it's going to be little time that they will need to sustain themselves. But as far as major brands are concerned, I think they do not have major issues.
So you feel that small players would be a sufferer, and in few parts across India, the business of the small manufacturers or small MSMEs would rather be shifting to big players, big brands?
Yeah, I think there will be a stage coming which is already happening to a major extent. Because many of the small brands are also now working as a OEM for the bigger brands. Okay, so that change is already happening because see the small brands or the small players do not have that kind of a financial muscle to really penetrate deep, and do marketing, try to advertise and brand building exercise, wait for 2 or 3 years for till the their brand or the goods are picked up in the market. So they are looking at both the option. They're also working together with the bigger brands and trying to support them by providing an additional capacity to them, and also doing on the side the small business to the local wholesalers. So this trend will come. It has come everywhere in the world. Okay, and we are not going to be so left out. If you look at today developed countries, now there was a time which I can remember when we used to export. No, I mean, like 15 years ago. I just give an example. We had about more than 150 dealers that we could know in the market like US. And today, if I look at the market in US, there are 25 to 30 major dealers which we would like to work with. Rest of them have either merged or diversified or done a local focusing. They're not looking at some imports from other countries. And this 20, 25 people have now become very big importers. Okay. So this trend will come. This trend will come. It's like, phase of life.
Ajay bhai, over to Jayesh bhai Patel. Like as a buyer, what problems do you foresee now for a coming few months in getting your stationery or whatever are your requirements from the stationery industry for your company?
Thank you, Kishore bhai, and good morning, everyone, to all my panelists and all the viewers. To my mind, what I see when we started with the COVID, it was a we started with, and now you see we are at U, and maybe in few times, a few more months, we see we will be at W, which I think will we don't want to be there because we want to see ourselves at a flattening curve. And as soon as we see ourselves as a fattening crowd in Mumbai, we will be able to start our things in good shape. And so manufacturing may heat for some time because of the labors and all certain criteria which have been away. But as we start, right now we see people are working from home and major of things have started, e-commerce and all. So seeing that the trend for the supply, when we start, we will have a positive response as the whole market will open up, and when we start our offices at the full strength, we will require all the things and everything. So it will be a better situation at that time when we open up after some time.
So
Can't
you're
hear
on
you.
mute.
What problems you are facing right now in procurements or supplies of the stationery products?
As
for your
of now,
retail outlets, for your retail outlets. Anup ji.
Yeah, hi. So, so in terms of obviously, there's a known fact. This one is the transport. Okay, is the major challenge, obviously, and taking material from one place to another place. Second is the basically the demand and supply, obviously, and some places. And this the I should say demand and supply is just not the supply is not there, but supply is scattered. Okay. Some of the manufacturer they are able to manufacture all the time, and some of the dealers or distributors they have kept in their warehouses. Okay, so identifying the whole supply chain, where has got in which state the person is having what kind of material, identifying those distributor. There are some known distributor, known manufacturer, that you reach out to them. Okay, but there is a small player, like they are not advertise or they are not in touch with us. So those manufacturer distributor are reaching to those kind of small scale manufacturer. That's the right now the whole scenario is bit is being chaotic. I should not say that we have reaching to a stage that we have identified everything. So I take an example, that some of the item which I don't want to name those, the same item majorly we have got from Maharashtra, okay, and the supply is good. If I go to north side, then again some of the things we are getting from MP or some other place or near to Rajasthan. But beyond that, we are not getting anything. Then we have to go to Punjab to get things done. Recently, some of the item we are getting from Belgaum, and all those distributor have kept the stock there, but we were not knowing, okay, they are having that much of a stock. Okay, so this is the scenario as of now we are facing, because whatever was there in the warehouses, in the major warehouses, that's got been consumed by the, it's because one factor is that everyone should know that office are the, for the stationery, they are the major consumers. Okay, second consumer, if we just look at, are the new sector which has got open for us is warehouses, supply chain, which I should say. They are also consuming, we are ignoring that as an industry, we are ignoring that, but we have reached to that level that they have become equally consumer in that market. Like A4 size where truck is reaching, you have to take the printout, you have to take the GRN, you have to do all that stuff. So paper is being consumed there. Okay, even in offices, like what Ajay was saying, what Jayesh is saying, the only we are that consumer, in any case we are educating our whole system that do not use the paper. But if we do not use the paper at the, when the truck driver is having the paper, he has to keep the bunch of the papers. Okay, so somewhere we are using those papers. Okay, and we are making the printing of that. So this is one aspect. So supply chain reaching to the warehouse, again, that's the challenge we are facing. Another is, so our system has to be built in that way that the corporate manufacturer, then their supply chain, and then the consumer, that the actual corporate where we are the supply chain team or the supply chain companies and all. So that's where there has to be balance around. Okay, somewhere some people have just kept this stock. Okay, the price will go up and the demand and supply, I'll take the advantage of the A4 size paper when this industry will open, and a lot of people must have not manufactured because of the manpower issues. As we are seeing, the people have migrated to their respective homes and all. So those are the challenges obviously the industry is also facing. And the last third is basically most important is the government, how we are supporting those laborers who are still there with us, because how they are being supported, how we are going to bring them back to our business, so that they are taken care, our business is taken care. That's the another thing we have to take care. So these are the, as of now, these are challenges are there and will be there for some time. We have to be ready for that, and we have to start mitigating those facts, how we can do this.
Manoj bhai, at the manufacturing level, the same problems are faced what Mr. Anup Agarwal ji said of the labors and everything, transport, labor, all those things. How do you visualize to solve them?
I think that's going to be one of the very major challenge for not only for in our industries, for all the industries. Okay, because today, at least if you talk about the central and southern northern part of India, we are still heavily dependent on the migrant laborers. Okay, even to south also to a certain extent, but more towards the west and north, full of migrant laborers. And that's going to be a challenge. I mean, just share on the lighter side, when we were asked to, when we got the permission to open up our factory with about 25% of the total number of labor and staff, you'll be surprised, for 1 week, we had not more than 5% of the people. There was no way. We talked to our contractors, we talked to so many people. He said, sir, you'll have to bear with us. We are still working, the migrant laborers have gone away. and they are not available. And the funny part is the problem, which is I think typically all over India, is that the locals don't want to work. Okay, and if they want to work, they want to dictate their terms, and they want to work. You know, they only want to work 8 hours shift. Technically, it works out to be only 7 hours if you look at it. So this challenge, I think we will all be facing it. You know, the material may be ready, okay, but there will be nobody to come and pick up because the logistic guy doesn't have a manpower to come and pick up. Okay, so this challenges we are going to face, and here I think the local state level have to really wake up and push, and you know, their local people to start working locally. You know, it's a typical Indian. We think that we all should be only businessmen, but that doesn't work, really speaking. We will need hard labor, okay, and efficient labor. The migrant labor works for almost 12 hours, and we use them majorly for our molding, okay, because molding shift requires long working hours. Right now, we don't have migrant labor. We are working with 8-hour shift. Our production is really very much hampered, because in 8-hour shift, we are getting a productivity of 7 hours. And that too also with a lot of, you know, pushing. So this is going to be a very big challenge. And as Mr. Anupji said, that as he rightly said, that it's going to affect further supply chain, you know, that if we cannot supply, they are unable to going to keep their commitment, okay, and they're going to fail in their commitments. So I may be able to produce it. I will say, okay, I can dispatch it, but I will not be able to make it sure that it reaches their warehouse in time. So that's going to be our challenges.
It's difficult to complete the whole circle, basically.
Very difficult. And, you know, as I said that we are trying, we are telling them, you know, he said, you know, even the labor contractor are saying, Saab, 1-2 mahina to ruk jao yaar, thoda to hone do sab chalu. Now, 1-2 mahina is very easy to say. You know, 1-2 mahina is a big time. It's not saying, you know, 1-2 din ruk jao. Okay. So 1-2 mahina ruk jao, ye to pata nahi kabhi hoega, you know. And so, what we have done right now, in order, I mean, just to go further, you know, we have a problem, but we also need to find a solution. So wherever our factories are located, you know, we have contacted the local Gram Panchayat. We are connected with the local Sarpanch, because that's how the chain works, okay. And we tell them, okay, look, you have a school, you have a young kids over there who may be idling around, because there are many small towns, you know, in our country, but the kids are just idling around, okay. Why don't you incentivize them, okay? Tell them you need to work your 8 hours, okay, we will give them lunch on our account, okay? All right, so let them come and work for us. And that's how I can tell you, it's been now almost, today we are talking about 10th of June. We have today's strength of course, we are allowed to open the whole factory now with the social distancing. Our strength before closing, our own strength in factory was 110 people. We are working right now with 60 when we are allowed full. So we are still short of 50 people where our machines are allowed to work full-fledged, but we don't have any manpower to operate.
Correct. Team, we can go ahead with the poll question. I request the team to put a poll question. Do you think the stationery business is already on its road to recovery post ease lockdowns? This was the question, and the result is 65% say yes and 35% say no. It's on our screen now. So 65% think positively that everything is coming back to normal, but I don't agree. I mean, I don't personally agree. It's very difficult to say that everything is coming back to normal. I think the panelists also would agree that it's a challenge for all of us.
So, Mr. Kishore, I would like to add on to this, this result and this survey which has just happened. And obviously, there are two sides to that, you know. And manufacturers is always, they are at the mercy of the buyer. I should not say mercy of the, mercy is the wrong word, but as of now, this has become the, mercy has become the, right now is the word. And otherwise they are dependent on us, that from the buyer side. So obviously they are facing many challenges. One is the financial, second is the labor, and third is the demand from the buyer. Okay, and maintaining the equilibrium between these three obviously is going to be challenged. So this 35% which you see, majorly you see must be coming from the manufacturer side. Okay, and 65% where we are the buyer, we are looking our end side. Okay, and we are seeing our, how our business is growing, and we always look at the positive side of that. Okay, if there is a demand, obviously we have to get the supply from somewhere, and the supply is from the manufacturer side only. Okay, so that's the way we look at it. So as of now, what they are going through, because I am from the business side, not the from the, like, I'm doing working with Reliance or manufacturer and all, but as a personal also I come from the business side. I understand their point of view. Okay, and obviously they are in a, right now in a big deep water, and they have to come out, and the water is here. And please, my request to all of them, and that they have to let the water recede, then they will see, okay, the world is changing, and they will see the sunshine outside. Okay, and start looking at the innovative thing. Okay, look at the demand. Okay, and what is the demand, what is going to be my new word. If I was manufacturing pen yesterday, what will be the new pen for tomorrow? Okay, so that's what they have to look at it. What kind of paper I was producing yesterday, what could be my new stationery for tomorrow. So those aspect, if it is in these 2 months, obviously a lot of manufacturer, a lot of, as a human being, we have, we have gone back and understood, okay, where we went wrong and what, corrective action we have to take in future. And we have to start studying further what will be my demand. If we just look at the developed countries, we are still developing as India, and last 40 years we are still developing. And developed countries, they have also, the stationary demand was there, and how that stationary demand has taken the curve there, that they need to study on that. That's a deep study. There are a lot of material is available, and how they can change their, working style, their manufacturing style, and the items and all. That's the way we have to look at it.
Yes. Ajay bhai, over to you. Do you feel any shortages in procuring the things right now, whatever your needs are from the stationery industry? Any shortages do you see, or people are somehow able to fulfill your requirements?
Yeah, okay. So, Kishore bhai, a couple of things. One is about the questionnaire, the question which was just floated, and it said that, approximately 65% people feel that, yes, we'll be soon back on track. But somehow you do not agree to that, obviously, because from the manufacturer's perspective, it's different. But you see, when the lockdown was implemented, there was a list of commodities. There was a list of items which are always declared as essential and non-essential. Right? Then those lists were being further reviewed over the period of time, and then the list evolved further. And this, but unfortunately, never the stationery item came as an essential item in the part of the list, and hence there was a severe dip in the supply or in the consumption. But I think now that the lockdown is, kind of eased and things have opened up, the logistics have started, the supply chain has probably reinstated back. I'm sure, I mean, it also says the question, the answer also, it says one of the answers which says that it will still take few months to be back on track 100%. But yes, we are quite optimistic about it. Now, with regards to what our supply pattern or our supply consumption for the past 2-3 months, yes, there has been very minimal consumption of any stationery item which was there, because we were operating only on the emergency services basis only, and hence the consumption was very limited. But now that once we started gearing up for opening of all the offices across the country, all the factories across the country, suddenly there was demand in certain stationery items, that we need these. Unfortunately, because we did not fulfill our supply for past few months, now the consumption, although has been less, but we still have exhausted whatever we had. Now we need those. Fortunately or unfortunately, certain areas, yes, we were able to get our supplies as per our demand and requirement. But in certain areas, particularly in certain northern areas, in the north region, we did not get quite a few items, and probably we are expecting within this week or next week that we are going to get. So supply has been affected. Yes, certainly it has been affected. But again, demand and supply is and then the consumption. So wherever the consumption is high, they probably demand the stock would have depleted, and probably because the manufacturing units were not functioning. Again, to to fulfill those stocks back, it will take some time. So other than that, I think most of the reasons we have been able to get our supplies back.
Okay. Jayesh bhai, what is your view on this?
See, as we are getting up, as Mr. Ajay said, so we were been working from home for last 3 months, and now everyone is back to the normal track. And 10% we started, and the first day we saw we need stationery and we need this, as we had been exhausted with the stationery what we had. So we called up our suppliers and we checked with them. So certain things we got it on time, and certain things they said will take some time to get it back because they have certain issues, like their delivery people are not there and they are not getting it. So maybe this will be there for some time, but they will come out good, and the demand will go really higher as we gear up for the full strength. And so we see that we will get supplies from them, as speaking to the suppliers and all. So the demand is going to be there. It's not that the demand is going to go down, but certainly for few, as our company, we will work from office, but certain IT companies and all who were working from offices now will not be working from offices for further few more months. So there they will have a heat, the vendors, the manufacturers and the suppliers will have a heat on that. But certain things they'll have to be there.
Right. Shalin bhai, over to you. Do you feel there'll be any price hikes influencing the lockdown in the stationery products?
At present, I don't see any hike because the raw material or the stocks are almost already we had quite a few stock of with each and every company must be having. But in near future, because of the transportation cost or labor cost will increase. But I think a few months down the line, the rates will increase a little bit. At least minimum, I see a increase of 10% to 15% in near future.
As the trend in the stationery industry since last maybe 50 years, there is hardly any price increase in any of the products. Manoj bhai, I think you can put highlights on this. And how do you foresee any price impact?
Well, if you ask me on a humorous way, I would love to have a price hike. Okay, as you rightly said, you have to really move up in the price value chain. I think it's a normal thing, because the moment the manufacturers get a better realization, they can invest better in the technology, innovation, R&D. Okay, they can probably pay better to the laborers to function, and that's how I think the economy works. Okay, if you look at the economy, the way it has worked in the Western world is the same way. The more money coming in the market to spend, the way economy works. And this is one of the issue where, we can typically talk about stationery industry, is that our value chain is very, very low. And as you rightly said, that last 50 years, I don't know much about 50 years, but I can say in last 15 to 20 years, the price of stationery has not even grown half of to the inflation level. At least it has to grow to the inflation level. Let's forget not going further, higher up, but it has not even grown to the inflation level. And that means that every year, either manufacturers are losing, or I won't say losing, but at least reducing their margin, in turn unable to offer innovative products to the customers. They are still using the same old tools which are there with them, trying to get whatever best out of it. Okay. And this is typical problem we face in our country. And that's one of the reasons why at least many of the stationery manufacturers are looking at the export market, because that's where they're getting a better realization. Not only that, even the foreign brands which have set up the operations in India, Line or you can even to the extent recent is Big Cello. They are all looking at using India as a base to cater to an Indian market, sure, because it's a big market in terms of volume, but they're looking at overseas market for the pricing. Okay, so I think we have to really look at it. But coming back to the hike in Indian market, I don't see a major impact. Even if it would be there, it would be temporary, which manufacturers may be able to absorb it. Okay, so unless there are some industries, very few are there, who are more of an import dependent, and when they have to sell out more because dollar in last 6 months has jumped from 70 to 75, and that's a big impact. Okay, and plus even from wherever they are buying abroad, especially if they're buying from China has also increased the price of the product because of their own challenges. Okay, so that they may see an impact, but that market is a very little different market. If little price hike in those products will be absorbed by and will be acceptable by the customers. So no major changes will happen in the pricing.
Okay. Anoopji, as a buyer, do you foresee any price hikes or any demands till now after COVID or in COVID?
Yeah, so again, back to basics. So again, law of economics, I just always use this word. The reason behind it, because again, as we as a consumer are facing challenges in the total supply chain to get the final product. Okay. Similarly, the manufacturer will also see the similar challenges to get the raw material to their, and the migrant, so labor which were available in the market at 100 rupees, probably they may get it at 150 rupees. Okay, the price of the manufacturing price for them also is going to get increased. Where this price will come from, either they sell it at losses or they sell it at profit. If they sell it at profit, obviously the price will get increased. Okay, and third factor is that again the demand and supply, and from where are they able to sell the product or not. If they are already manufactured it is lying in their warehouses, obviously they would like to sell it at the better price. And if it is not there and they have to further manufacture and they have to sell it, and they have to look at it at what price they were making it and what price they want to sell it. Take an example, I'm just taking an example of this is not the stationery, but the demand and supply of right now the mask and gloves is much more higher than our stationery. I'm just taking this kind of example. The gloves prices, because in manufacturing of gloves in India is hardly 10%, rest of the 90% we imported from Malaysia and all. Right now the gloves which were costing at 1 rupees 10 paisa, now we are buying at 3 rupees 80 paisa. Because of this demand and supply, we are not able to import. The Malaysia market was closed and we were not able to import it. Same thing after few months, obviously, and again, I'll go back to the manufacturer of the stationery, that, if this, they have to maintain this equilibrium of this price and the three factors of their financial and the manufacturing cost and the labor cost. And so that they maintain the price, just not like a share price, but they have to keep on manufacturing something, at least if their production have gone down to 40 to 50%, but they should, my request and my submission to them is keep on manufacturing, and so that they stable on the price, because there is going to be disruption after 2 months, 3 months. Okay, when the market will get opened up and a lot of raw material will be there available, and everyone will be looking for to get the material, and the price obviously there is going to be disruption in that, and there will be a spike, but that spike is not for longer, from 1 to 2 months, and after that it will get stable.
Correct. Over to Shalin Bhai. What new trends do you think will come into the stationery business?
Like
What
pens,
innovations or new trends?
yeah, we also need to think about some innovation in the writing instruments. Yeah, like recently we developed 2 SKUs, which like everyone wants to use sanitizers now. Each and everyone has to. So we developed that type of pens, which one side you can write it also, and one side everyone is the sanitizer. So you can fill it with the sanitizer and use it as a sanitizer also, and can hang on your neck also, or also in the pocket. So this type of new innovations we have to get out to what customer needs. We ask them, and we have a development team speed up our development. We just recently launched last week only, but it took us time. Generally, if it was normal, within a week we would have completed the mold, but it took us almost 1.5 months to get the mold completed because of this all this lockdown and all. So innovation like this, many people will be coming out with the innovation, something related to COVID related products, how we can incorporate with our pens, and how we can give them a better quality and a better what they require it. Right now, everyone is looking for this type of products. Like COVID keychains also are coming lot of. Now we can make a combo with a pen and a COVID keychain and sell it to the customer. So this type of new innovation, new thinking, or we may maybe come out with a pen set and some mask giving free to the customer. Like this type of everyone will come out with some of the new innovation. We have to think about it and look for it.
Correct.
Thank you.
Ajay Bhai, as a buyer, what innovations do you expect from the stationery industry?
So just now Shalin Bhai mentioned that there is, a pen which they have, kind of worked on, which on one side there is hand sanitizer and the other side can be used as pen. So I think we certainly need a lot of innovations like these in the stationery market also. Somehow I feel that the innovation in the stationery market has not been as advanced as what, it is in the other sectors. I don't know if you may agree, you may disagree. But that is my view on that. We certainly need a lot of innovation. What happens is probably there are certain innovations which are already done or being done, but unfortunately it does not reach us. Reach the bulk, takers or in the market, probably the buyers, the corporate buyers. I think it is important that we have some kind of a platform, probably an online platform, probably this federation which is there for the manufacturers and the trading association. If there is some kind of a website which is always being updated on the innovations and the new products, I think it will be quite helpful for people like us. And rather than going from shop to shop or asking the retailers to come to us and tell us what is there, because obviously they would want to sell us what they want to sell and they want to exhaust and not what we want. So it is important that we have some kind of a platform where any such innovative product is being displayed. So I think that is very important for us to ensure that we have that kind of thing.
Your volume. Yeah. So Ajay Bhai, I would just like to request on this that Federation of Maharashtra Stationery Manufacturers and Traders Association is working on a website where every manufacturer can come and upload their new innovations, their products with a very nominal charges. Of course, everybody has their own websites, but when it comes on Federation's website, it is open for all. All products can be seen on one page. Like there is a market called as EU market in China. There is a full building of stationery. So we are on that thought process also, that we should make. We are already in proposals with the government, Maharashtra government, that we need some place in Mumbai where we can construct a building where there are about 500 offices of all stationery manufacturers. People just have to come, walk into that one building, and they get right from the pen, sketch pen, ball pen, ink pen, notebook, sketchbook, diaries, files, folders, anything in the stationery like stapler, pens, whatever you name it. Each company has a demo office. So we have already gone ahead with this plan with the government, and I hope all manufacturers definitely would support us by occupying a place at a no profit, no loss basis, and give their presence over there, so that a buyer just needs to walk in and he will get everything at one place. And this complex which we are planning will have a cafe, will have a hotel, will have a restaurant, will have a staying facility, will have a conference room. If some manufacturer wants to do a meeting with some big buyer, he occupies on hourly basis a conference room, or he wants to do some sales meeting, he can do that. So all these things are in process, which will be useful for all the manufacturers as well as buyers.
That's very interesting.
So
That
this
you already
process,
started with.
yes, this process we have started since about a year, and most probably in one more year, I think we should be able to start the process of constructions.
Oh, great.
Just,
Yes,
Mr.
Manoj
Kishore
bhai.
bhai,
Yes, Manoj bhai.
just, and what you were talking about is a good idea about something like EVO market. But I'll just take you back a little bit. The EVO market actually did not develop for the stationery companies. It was actually the market of surplus.
Yes.
So whoever manufacturing China, anybody from any part of China has a surplus, they would put that material in EVO market. And there were just like something you can say like our wholesale market, like Abdul Rahman Street to name in Mumbai. People would go there and, whatever surplus, if this is a 10 boxes, that is a 20 boxes, this is 50 boxes, they'll just fill them there and bring and take it to their respective market. So here I would just like to give one suggestion that when you do that, it's a good idea to do it, but let's get more of the brands involved, because we have since last 10 years have come out of a lot of unorganized manufacturers and sellers in India. And we don't want that mess to again happen. If you do something like EVO and we will it will be only with the small guys running there.
No. The concept.
Just a suggestion to you.
Yeah.
Yes, concept is fine. Concept is good.
The concept has been picked from there, and
right.
The thought process is in what is the same level what you say, that all brands have to be present.
Correct.
People, small people doing their own brand we should get a platform.
So I remember I went to EVO about 10 years or 12 years ago, and then I said, that's not the market for us, because there I could see Nataraj pencil. Can you imagine? I saw in EVO market.
Yes.
So I casually asked him that, is this, who is selling this company? It was a duplicate. Actually, it was going to some African market, but it was a Nataraj pencil. And I realized that this is not a market. Anything is made for the organizer. So good. The idea is good. Please keep it up. Okay.
Correct. Team, I would request you once again for a poll question. If you can flash it on the screen, poll question. Will there be a change in buying pattern in stationery industry, and e-commerce might play a vital role in improving sales? Yes or no? Even we all can vote. You can see the result on your screens. 91% say e-commerce will play a vital role in improving the sales. Right. So now we move forward to the next question. I would just like to ask Jayesh Bhai Patel, how do you see the financial conditions in the market today?
See, everyone knows what the situation is of the market today. And it's really good that the government has come up with certain things, and they have come up with a budget of 20 lakh crores budget, which is going to help the MSME, majorly help MSME, and will be a new normal India where the government is looking at basically to cut down the entire China market and get India into a good position where we can sustain our own products, and we can deliver our own products. So this is a good initiative by the government, which is helping out, and they are really helping out the middle small industries for that. So I see it's a good after few months we see that it's going to be into a good shape. The market is going to be into a good shape. Where cutting down the entire China products, and where India will be on top of the market. Because if you see this stationery market, the major contribution comes from the educational institution, where 58% of the consumption is from educational sector. And there is also for industrial syllabus and everything, which I foresee is it was 5,000 crores in 2019, which also will increase a lot. So this will be a great boom for this industry.
Anupji, what is your view on this? That what is the financial conditions of your stationery buying market or selling market?
So, so financial market, if I just look at, again, this going to be, there is going to be disruption, and there is initial another 2 to 3 months till September end. Okay, that's one part. And because we do not see even from the government side also that any support to directly to the stationery industry, but yes, they have given to the small scale industries and to the those kind of self-dependent, independent or independent, whatever you name it. And those ways, government is giving a lot of loans and all that. That's the again free loan and all that. Then people start looking at the second aspect, because one we are looking at the manufacturing side, and there are within the stationery industry there are people who are the 40% people they import it. Okay, the 60% people they manufacture themselves and then they sell it in the Indian market. The 40% people are still there in the same group, I should say, or India, that they import the stuff and they sell it further to the some of them even of 40% they are people they take the raw material and they sell it to the manufacturer. There are people they take the finished product from the and import it and they sell it to the final to the consumer and all. So this is the way overall structure is. Okay, the people who are manufacturing it, okay, they will see the financial implications and all, but people who are doing the trading of that, obviously they can stay on for some time. Okay, and they can see how the market is curving, whether we have to further get into this business or we have to move on to this business. Okay, people have people may switch from this business to some other business related to this, may get into gifting or may get into something else. So financial impacts are going to be there wherever they are selling. The pricing in terms of the payment also from 1 month to it may go down to 30 days to 60 days. Okay, because we are also evolving. Okay, how the vendor, and there is going to be price negotiation also into that. Okay, at X price we were buying it, now we will look at X minus 1 or X minus 2. Okay, and so that this will again there is going to be pressure on that, because you want to sell it, we want to buy it. Now this is going to be buyer market rather than going to be seller market. Obviously stationery business was always a earlier was a seller market. Okay, it was, now it is going to be a buyer market, like a property is become a buyer market. Similarly, this is again going to be disrupted for them, and there is going to be implications another 3 months. This is what my view is on this.
Okay. See, as a bulk buyer again, if manufacturer starts demanding or requesting for the payment against delivery, as you said, 30 to 60 days, if manufacturer needs a support from you, which credits he has given you in past, if he expects you to support by better payment terms. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Because as I said, some of the product, I'm not saying we as a company will look at it. The only thing, a lot of other companies where they are seeing the challenges themselves because their market is also dependent on the Indian market. There are people who are exporting IT industry, obviously, for them that they are giving these services to the outside world and they are sitting in India, they are getting their payment in dollars or euros, no problem. Okay. And some of the industries have taken a call, okay, that 75% of their strength is going to work from home. Okay, that call also be taken. So there is, again, the people are coming with the new ideas every time. And we are moving towards more on digital side than on the paper-based industries. Okay, that's a third aspect to that. Again, coming back, okay, this is the new word is going to come out, and e-commerce, as we are looking at the new future. And if we look at year 2000, we came first digital business of call center when came in India, we said wow. Then we came with the data industry in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, we said wow. Okay, and then all of a sudden Bangalore market crashed down because this was a Silicon Valley, but again that got crashed down because of a lot of kind of mistakes we did in that market. Okay, and then we finally came up with the IT industry. Okay, we can create app for the world. I'll take an example for even for Apple, we are manufacturing this application and software in our Hosur industry, Hosur, next to the Bangalore, and from Mysore. So these are the places, we have come out, and that's a new word have got evolved for India. Okay, and in the IT industry. So similarly, I look at this change in the stationery market. Don't go by the traditional way of my paper is not getting sold, my pen is not getting sold, my ink is not getting sold. Look at within the stationery now, a lot of other things got added up. One is the education system, as we have talked about, but another is basically within the industry, we have to look at kind of flexibility of in our packing. If one box, how many times we can pack it. Okay, and so that we give this optimization. What you are giving to the consumer, that's the major buyer, basically, like us. I'm saying us is like, we are the major buyer of what you are giving it to us, what you are coming with the innovative ideas, what kind of reduction plan, pricing is one is the pricing factor, and another factor is basically how you can reduce my cost of packing, by your innovative ideas, how I can reuse your packing. Okay, so those kind of things. Just go back to Agarwal Packer and Mover. Okay, they were using a lot of cartons and bubble wraps. They came up with the new sheet, which can be 5 to 7 times can be used for this, while wrapping. Is wrap it, tape it, and send it. Okay, so they came up with this idea. How this happened? Because they brought this technology from the outside world, and they started manufacturing those kind of sheet within India. Okay, if those countries can manufacture and come out with the innovative ideas, why can't we do this? Or let's copy paste. Period. There is be ruthless on that.
Yes. Ajay bhai, what is your opinion? If the payment terms shift from a credit to cash and carry, how is it workable or difficult?
So see, in the current scenario, I think it is time that we all help each other. We need to help each other by supporting each other. We are, at the end of the day, it's not a relationship as a supplier or as a consumer. It is also about partnership. So we are into a long-term partnership with various such service providers. So I think we have taken that stand, and wherever we have said that wherever somebody has approached us that we need to review our payment cycle, or we in fact want whatever payment has to be done before the payment cycle is over, we have been doing that, and we are okay to do that as long as our requirement in terms of the quality and the quantity is met. There's no question that we are wanting to further extend the payment cycle. We have in fact already done that for a lot of our suppliers, a lot of our partners, and I think it is time that we help each other. That's how we are going to move forward.
So we have to grow together, basically. Help each other and then grow together.
Absolutely.
Okay. Team, one more poll questions. Can you help me with a poll question once again? In Atmanirbhar Bharat, innovative products in stationery industry will come in the market. %81% say that new innovation products will come in stationery industry. And I think a few days back when we were just chatting with each other, we were discussing the same thing, that now the innovations have to come because China offers a lot of varieties, lot of opportunities, and the same has to shift to India now. So buyers should get a lot of flexibility in selecting the product which they want to buy. So I hope all the manufacturers will look into it, go invest in the developments, and that could be the right way for the growth. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, Manoj bhai, as you know, like when we went for a lockdown in March end, that was the peak for stationery industry, especially those people who are catering to the school stationery.
Correct.
Like notebooks, drawing books, crayons, compass box, lunch boxes, water bottles, pens, pencils. That was the time when when everything was going to be shipped to the wholesaler or your super stockist kind of a thing, because generally the school school students start buying from maybe 1st of May onwards or mid-May onwards, and the products have to reach retailer by May 1st. So what do you see the impact of this, which did not happen, and which the stocks are with all the manufacturers today, or say exam pad kind of things, the stocks are lying with all the people. So what do you see the impact on those school stationery products now? Will the season be revived when the school starts, or this year the season has gone?
Okay, we have to look into two different aspects of this. Okay. Since the school opening and even the offices which have been closed, it's both together. It's not only school part of it. Okay. The stationery consumption has virtually come to standstill. But apparently, as the school season will move, maybe it will open in mid-July or August, we do not know. And so would be the college season. So would be the opening of the offices in a full-fledged level. So season will probably get shifted. Okay, will get shifted. Yes, the people who have built up the material with them, they will definitely try to sell. But in India, if you look at it, we have two seasons. Okay, we have rather three seasons, I'll say this way. One is, two are the school season. One comes in February, March, and the other one comes in May and June. And then is also a season called gifting season, corporate buying season. Okay, which comes like Diwali, Christmas, even, if you look at certain occasions, So, I think seasonality may shift from whenever the situation starts. But looking at the buying, the people who have been able to sustain themselves within this lockdown, okay, they maybe for them it could be buying as usual and they will buy. But, you have another aspect here, people who have been displaced. Even today, migrant laborers' kids go to school, okay, and they are quite a bit. They are quite a lot. Yes, their buying would get restricted. It may get deferred. If they're buying, if they need 6 notebooks for the school, they will buy 3 first, or if they're buying 1 dozen, they will buy 6 right now. Okay, so it may get a little spread out. It will get a little spread out. It's because in India we have a various type of population. We have a city market, metro market. We have tier 2, tier 3, all different, and they all behave in kind of little different way. Okay, during as far as the buying of stationery is concerned. So I feel there will be some disruption coming, But as we all say that if the things start moving fast, opening up and school starts opening, offices starts functioning normally, then this will be a little temporary phase, and then we may move to a normal, usual buying selling pattern. But yes, it is going to change. Yeah, one more thing which can change is now we are all used to working from home, okay, and also we are used to learning online digitally. So this will be another challenge, that then how much is going to be the consumption of stationery, okay. Usually, I mean, to all due respect to all the office buyer in charge, normally we have a tendency, like, if you need one pad, you will say, okay, send me two, okay. You will keep one in reserve in case if you need it later stage. Now it will be like this way: you need one pad, you keep one pad, even if when you're working from home, because you're going to go buy stationery, even though some companies may reimburse you, okay. But then say, okay, let me have one writing pad instead of 5 pens. You will say, okay, let me have 2. Things will change that way. We will have a restricted buying. So as I told you that, this is all what we are doing a lot of, forecasting. But actual trial will be when really things open up, school starts, colleges start. I heard a lot of incidents where teachers have left the school, they have gone back to their own native place. God knows whether they are really going to come back or going to start schools in their own places. So a lot of changes is going to happen. A lot of migrant laborers are saying we are not going to return back to the cities where they are working. They will find some ways. States are saying that they will help them to find the job in the local states. So this is going to happen. So there's going to be a lot of shifts and challenges which even not as a manufacturer, even as a large retailers will face the same thing.
Yes. Jayesh bhai, do you think the e-commerce business, if it improves, is it going to hit the small shop businesses or the mall business?
Small business is going to really hit up because, see, it's still 3-4 months they won't open up. So small business is going to get a big hit. But small businesses, I think, will improve after, say, a month or so. But e-commerce, e-commerce platform, when it comes up, they will be hit also. The small shops will also hit. As you see, Byju's is gone free now. So if this way it goes on, so there is chances for them that the demand for them will be really less. So this is going to be the case.
Right. So now we go to the questions from the listeners. Basically, those who have registered, they have passed on some questions. So we'll just go for those question and answer session now. This is a question for Manoj bhai. With your experience in international markets, particularly in Europe and USA, what do you feel is the opportunity for the paper industry?
Okay, as far as the paper industry is concerned, we were once upon a time one of the, largest exporter of converted stationery, okay, to even the market like US and Europe. Europe has not been to a major market as far as the paper stationery is concerned. The major problem is that every country in Europe has its own specifications, okay, and the requirement and the quantum is limited over there. Like France will need some French words, some French ruling, German will need some German words and some German kind of ruling. So this is little challenging. So now I don't know whether there are many companies in India who are exporting to Europe in a greater way, larger way. Standard writing pads and everything is okay, but as far as the school stationery is concerned, is predominantly localized. Second thing, the quality standard that the Europe needs, that kind of paper, which is still little far away that we can do it from India locally. So if we have to export to Europe, we may have to even import that quality of paper from there, that quality of paper. Now, as far as the America is concerned, I think USA is a big market. And we are very big Indian notebook manufacturers already exporting. I know Navneet is the largest in India. Okay. But I'll tell you, they probably may be aware or not aware, the kind of export that we do from India as of now, if you combine up the value-added paper and the raw paper, is not even satisfying 10%. I would say maybe 10% was a little higher figure for US requirements. It's so huge, it's so huge, it's so huge. The consumption is so crazy over there. The consumption is so crazy over there. It's very difficult to satisfy them. Plus, that variety of paper is little tough to find. And unfortunately, in India, if you have to buy locally, the paper prices are still not compared to paper station. Yes, Navneet is, I think, one I know because I was the one who developed that during when I was, we developed Navneet for staple market. And I can tell you the figure at that of time, which I knew a few years ago, the total import of paper stationery, this includes value added and a plain paper, was close to 20,000 containers. Out of which, right now, if I'm not wrong, Navneet is doing 500 containers. Okay, and this is the biggest. I think all over India, if you combine, we are not even supplying 1,000 containers. So we need to really do a lot of work. Yeah. Now, another which was market, you asked about Europe and America, but I would say that another market, which was very good market for us, was Africa. Now, Africa market also, as it happens, that every country would love to do it, is to do backward integration. So there they banned the finished stationery. So now they're encouraging local companies to set up the value-added manufacturing facilities, which was there in India also. We are talking about also make in India, right? Isn't it? The same thing is happening. Many of these countries are doing. Only countries like America and Europe will still continue buying from wherever they are buying, because for them, that making local manufacturing is pretty expensive, So in Europe, what I see, the major stationery goes is from Indonesia, Thailand, okay, where the paper quality is equal to what they need. And America is, you can say, from all over the world. There is still a lot of scope to do in these countries. The other ones are, which we have, some people have started tapping, is Central and South America. That's a market of future now.
A question to Anup ji. As you said, it is challenging to find out good product manufacturers or the players like Reliance Retail is doing. Anything about identifying such manufacturers now or the wholesalers now? And second one, connecting to this is that as our PM has urged for going local, how Reliance Retail is planning replacing imported stationery products with Indian stationeries.
Absolutely bang on that, Kishorji, and Reliance always work, for the people, and this is typically our chairman the same: for the people, be the people, and for the nation. So that's the three things they always say that, and from there we start. Anything which we start for the people. Okay. So for the people, when we talk about our own employees, our own suppliers, and our own customers. Okay, that's the way we look at it. And so whatever we do, we start from there, and we always look for those people who can give us the best. Okay, and because we work on the volume, okay, and the volume is always come with the, if you have to work again for the people, that's our citizen of the, and you have to give the best price to them, and the price which can match of their buying power. And that's where we are, and that's the reason you always see our products, and always for the for people who can afford that product. Okay, and somebody looking at the multinational brand, I don't want to name any brand, that t-shirt, and we want to maintain that t-shirt of 400 rupees, which can match the product and the quality of, that's the way we look at it. So similarly, if coming to the same, if I just look at and go back to my manufacturing side, this is our hydrocarbon business. I go back to my retail business and the geo business, almost our 95%, I should say more than 95% of the product which we are getting from the Indian market only, and they are Indian supplier. Okay, and that's the way we look at it. And the 5% when it comes to technology, okay, the technology part, where this is not available. If in India, then we go outside. Otherwise, we always, come again. That's again the mantra, backward integration. Okay, go back, and the go back, we always find the well of the oil also. and we go back. You know, we always, even the same also we manufacture ourselves. Okay, we don't buy from anyone. Even the printing of that, this card of the sachet of the SIM card, that also we manufacture ourselves. Okay, even the print color, that also we do that ourselves. So again, where this raw material is coming from the Indian industry, Indian manufacturer, and the Indian wholesalers. Okay, so this is the way. Even the Geo, that also coming, that's an Indian product, and the we again supply and everything, we take it from the India. So that's the way we look at it. Coming to the final and my submission to all the manufacturer and all, come out with the innovative ideas. Okay, come out how you can give a better pricing, and if there is a better pricing, we are there, and we always look for the new people who come with the innovative idea and innovative product, and that's the way we are.
So we'll also inform all our manufacturers that come up with the innovative products, and Reliance is there to buy your products and sell your products.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, Shalin bhai, one question for you.
Yes.
How do you foresee the demand from other countries towards India in stationery segment?
I can say about the plastic pens is doing very well in the export market, but for metal pens, as I told you, that China is dominating in many parts of the world. But because of the change and this COVID, many countries have want to start purchase from India. So we have got lots of mail from other countries, and lot of inquiries have already started in. So I see a lot of demand in exports for metal pens. It will be a chain stores like Poundland stores, USD stores. They are looking for us for sampling and all. They want to start business with India now. It may be earlier we were facing trouble with the cost effectiveness against China, but now they're ready to pay 4-5% more also against China, and they want to have alternate supplier from India. So I'm looking to expand our manufacturing facility and look for more exports. It's a big market right now for us.
Okay. One more question for you, Shalin bhai.
Yeah.
Like since pharma has done good in this COVID last 3 months, all other pharma is a better performer, you can say.
Yeah.
And what do you expect about the metal pens gifting in upcoming months?
No, pharma, I think COVID-related products are going very well, but other than now, doctors and MRs are not going to the doctors. Our especially demand has been fallen down, and their sales also has been down. Pharma companies, you don't see like their sales have increased in local. It's especially they have fallen down. I think we had almost pending orders before the lockdown. We had pending orders of more than 1.5 CR from the pharma companies, but because of the lockdown, almost 30% orders have been on hold or has been cancelled. And because all their budget has been given to the COVID-related products. So they have shifted to mask giving, sanitizers to the doctors, so they can courier it. And generally our pens are given by MRs to the doctors when some new product are launched. Or it's a round-the-year order. It's not a seasonal for pharma companies to give gifts. But we see a fall in demand at present. But if new innovative products related to COVID if we give, they are ready to purchase, but not the pens right now. Almost it has been a hold for few companies, and it's been downfall for pharma companies right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ajay bhai, a question for you about the stationery buying pattern of say corporates type of stationery for gifts, New Year, Diwali, etc. or diaries, journals, organizers. What do you see? The requirement would continue, or there'll be some changes?
So I feel there certainly would be.
Buyer.
That's right. There certainly would be changes. In fact, many of the organizations have actually moved out of gifting diaries, for example, right? We as employees, I mean, once upon a time when we used to switch companies, joining a new company, you will get a diary, you will get a pen, etc., etc. But now these things do not happen anymore. I think going forward, also these things will be further curtailed as far as any freebie. So if it is a diary or a pen, etc., etc., which was being given as a gift or being given to an outsider or from an outsider coming to us, everything will take a slightly back step on this. But however, the regular usage of the stationaries within the offices, within the corporate, within the units will certainly remain there. So that's how it will be. I mean, going forward also, it will reduce.
Correct. Manoj bhai, a question to you.
Mhm.
Today, the distributors are cutting on the credits to the retailers who have always, and the retailers are already struggling with their cash flows as of today. So how do you see the money circulation in the current times? How will it work basically?
I think if you, I'm sure you are also in the business of stationery. Today, practically in every aspect, the demand, the supply is much higher than the demand. So it is not going to be so easy to implement that practice. Okay, because I even know some of the brands. I mean, forget the low end, have even increased the credit by further 30 days. Okay, because see, our business, and as far as the retailing and this, our stationery business is concerned, is basically a retail driven. Unless and until retailer doesn't sell the product, he doesn't make the payment to the distributor, and that's how usually the chain works. Okay, and then the companies come out with various incentives and soaps to, to see that they get the payment, and that's also one of the reasons why many of the brands are diversifying or going into with the large retail formats. Okay, at least there the situation is there that your money is secured. Okay, in case of retailing, the problem is that if you put more pressure on it, since you got many alternate buyers, you will say, okay, take your material back. So this is a big challenge that we are facing in retail, that there is still a dominance of retailers over the suppliers. Okay, and that's the reason, I think probably one of the reason why online business is growing a lot. Plus the large format retailing stores are growing a lot. And I think gradually there will be a good shift of companies trying to support large format retailers and online sale companies, then to the retailers to a lot. Okay. So, I mean, I would say it's the other way around. It's today still manufacturers are somewhat at the mercy or risk of channel for the retailing. So I don't think the retailers are getting much affected, really speaking. Okay. The problem with the retailing is that, they earn money because they get cash. So I don't think there's any reason where they really go into a financial problem, because they're collecting cash every day, where they have to pay to the respective distributor or a channel partner on 30 days, 60 days, 90 days basis. Now, where they're facing a crunch, which happened some time back, is that, they park their money or reinvested money somewhere else, where they did not recover the way they thought they would recover, and will affect the normal business. Okay. So I still, the challenge still more to be worried about is for the manufacturers and the, down the line channels, then the retailers, so really speaking.
Correct. With this, we conclude now about today's webinar. I think from the manufacturer side, from the buyer side, all of us come to a conclusion with a thing in mind that things will fall in line in due course of time, and we all accept that maybe for a few months we have to work with COVID, with Corona, and things will move gradually to the same situations, and business in India for Indian products would be still bigger and bigger, and there'll be a good growth in the business. So with that, I leave. Thank you all the panelists.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reed Exhibitions, and I hand over to Chaitali.
Thank you, everyone. On behalf of Reed Exhibitions, I would like to once again thank all our distinguished panelists and for giving their valuable time and the insights of the industry going forward. And we would also like to thank all the participants for attending this webinar. And we will just see what would be the next topic for the webinar, and we'll be in touch with everyone. Thank you so much, and be safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.